So we're gonna do 1-point perspective, and I'm gonna go through one at a time and show you how to do each one of the examples that is in the packet or that I have on Canvas. Okay, so we're gonna use the white drawing paper. You can just use graphite. I'm just using a mechanical pencil, but any kind of graphite pencil is fine, like an HB. And then you'll need a couple of different rulers. The larger one, so this is like a 24-inch ruler. And then just a small one. This is just like a 12-inch ruler. I would go over your finished stuff with either a pen or a marker. So this is kind of a Sharpie tip. That's what that marker is. And then of course just some kind of eraser, so that if you need to fix some of the things that you've drawn, you can. So again, here's the space on the white paper. The first thing I did was I drew a horizon line. Okay, so the horizon line just represents your eye level. For what you're doing for this assignment, the idea is that you would do 2 examples of everything that I'm going to show you, and try to do them all on the same page if you can. Okay, so it's a good idea to have your horizon line kind of in the middle of the page, because that way you can put stuff on the bottom, you can put stuff on the top. The way I drew it here, I put it a little bit higher up on the page. Okay, just because it'll give me a little more room to work. But again, on yours, I'd put it more in the middle of the page. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a box. Okay, so I'll show you how to draw a box. So we got horizon line. We're going to need a vanishing point. And so the vanishing point is basically, in some ways, say it's the direction you're looking. But it's where all the, more or less like your horizontal lines kind of converge, or a lot of your horizontal lines converge. Okay, so I'll have my vanishing point. And then pretty much what I need to do is draw either like a square or a rectangle. So I'm going to make mine a little more of a rectangle, just because I think that it's going to be a little better. And so when you draw your square or rectangle, the idea is that you have parallel lines, like that line and this line should be parallel to each other, and then this one and this one should be parallel to each other. So see, again, the idea is that when you come down straight, so there we go. And there we go. Okay. So a square or rectangle has 4 corners. So what we're going to do is we're going to line up the corner and the vanishing point, and then just draw a line. Okay. And I'm going to try not to draw my lines too dark. I'll draw them dark enough so they show up on the video. Okay, but when you draw this, you don't need to go super, super dark. Just enough so that you can see them. Okay, and again, the finished product we'll go over with pen or marker. So this is the corner of the box that would be on the opposite side. Like you wouldn't actually see it. So we're still gonna put the lines for it. So with a lot of these, it's really important. But I'm gonna do dashed lines just to help me remind myself that it is not visible. Okay. So here's the front, and then you can see there's like the top, the left side, the right side, and the bottom, but they just kind of go all the way back in space. So what we want to do is just basically define or, figure out how far we want that to go back, the depth of the shape. So this line connected to this line here, that's what I'm going to do over here too, but I'm just using the lines that are already put there. So you can see right there and right there. And I just chose a random spot. For what we're doing today, it doesn't have to be any particular size. Okay, so there's there. And again, just try to make these parallel. So then now this is going to connect over here. This will connect over here eventually. But again, just keep in mind what lines you're connecting. See, this line connected to that one, so that's what's going to happen here. And again, just trying to keep them as parallel as possible. Okay, this will come down. It's about right there. And then again, this is going to come over the same spot. So again, since this is on the back, I'm going to use dash lines, and again, same thing. See these two connected, so that's what I did here. And again, these connected, so that's what I'm going to do there. Okay. So, you can tell that, there we go. We have a little box, or, kind of a cube shape, a rectangular cube shape. And that's how you just draw a box. So the first thing I'm going to have you do is make it look like there's a whole row of them. Okay, and there is a way to actually size them to be where they would be the same size, but we're not going to worry about that part. We're just going to draw a row of them in there right now just to keep it a little bit more simple. Okay, so, again, imagine there's rows of these boxes, and so what we're going to do then is just add more in. So you can actually extend some out, but we're just going to add some going back in space. Okay, so what you're doing is you're just using the lines that are already here. So remember when we drew the first one, we drew a rectangle. Okay, so that's sort of what we're doing here. Again, we're just going to use the lines that are already there. So we're kind of redrawing like the front of, but it's going to be of a second box. So I'm just, again, kind of replicating what I saw here. So that's what I'm going to do over here too. Okay, so again, all that's visible. And then what happens is that there's only part of it that's visible here because the box in front is blocking it, of course. But again, just to be thorough, I'm going to show there's some little dash lines. Okay. And then, I probably am a little crooked on one of my lines here somewhere because it's not going to line up exactly, but that's okay. Okay, so really I just drew a new front of the box. And then when I did this one, again, I just had to add and define the sides to it and the top and all that. So again, I'm just going to do that now. Okay, so sort of like that. And then this, I'm just going to do that again. And in some ways I'm done, again, unless I want to really start defining all the stuff that's on the inside. Okay, so there's one, there's two, we'll just do one more. We'll add a third one back here. And again, I know these aren't technically all the same size. Okay, but we're not going to worry about that on this assignment. Okay, so then we're going to have a row of boxes all within the same space. Okay, and so what I want you guys to do for the assignment is then to go over everything that would be visible. So you can still leave your pencil lines, and I actually would prefer if you leave your pencil lines. Like, don't erase all the, the underdrawing. But I want you to go back and, with ink. So either a marker or either a Sharpie or, something like I got here, or just a thicker pen. Go back and re-outline everything that would be visible. So like those dash lines you don't have to do. Just trying to line up my ruler correctly. There we go. And that one's a little crooked, it's okay. Here, I'll try to knock all these out all at once. My ruler is a little bit dented up, so you'll see I keep using certain spots on it, not all of it. And see, again, I'm just re-outlining or darkening in everything that would be visible to us. Okay. And almost done. Let's skip that one. Yeah, that was not as straight as I'd like it to be. And actually forgot to put this one in the first time. Oh, and one more little one. Okay. So, see, and again, you can leave all this stuff on your drawing, little sketch lines, or the underdrawing, I guess is a better way to say it. Feel free to leave those in there. It actually helps me see that you understood how to do this. But just outline as best you can. You can see even here, I'm kind of doing it under the camera, so I'm drawing it from a weird angle. But you can see I didn't line it up exactly as perfect as I should have. That's okay. Again, this is just kind of an exercise. And that's it. So this is, you know, I call it tracking, and the, you know, and the examples I put on Canvas for you. But this is one example. So remember, you'd have to do two. So there's one there. You can draw another one somewhere else, you know, anywhere else on the page. But this counts as one. I can do the same thing somewhere else, and that's your two. Okay.